Namaskar and welcome to this exclusive conversation with Shri Sarbananda Sonowal ji, Minister of Sports and Youth Affairs. Prime Minister Modi-led government, in fact, completes 2 years of office this month. And today in our special series, Do Saal Modi Sarkar, we're going to talk about the ministry which is directly connected with Young India, the ministry which has a very specific youth-oriented outreach. We are talking about sports and youth affairs, and in that connection, we're very glad to have Sports Minister talking exclusively to DD News. Thank you very much, sir, for talking to us. In the last 2 years, how do you really look back as far as the achievements of your ministry is concerned, and especially those initiatives which have been tried by you for the first time in the current ruling dispensation?
After assuming the office of Youth Affairs and Sports, so my first objective was to make the entire ministry visible and focus, and whatever scheme and other program were there, that is to be taken up in a very serious note, and and also to support our sports person.
Okay.
And also to develop our good relationship with the Federation, Indian Olympic Association, and also the public figure who are interested to promote sports in the country. So that's the way, because we want to take the entire issue to the grassroots level. That was the prime objective initially, and immediately after taking over the surge, I've started dialogue with all the federation and very frankly spoken to them, their problem, their issues, their suggestion, and also interacted with some of the leading sports person in the country. They have also.
So you've opened up.
Yeah,
this ministry has opened up, and you now enjoy the confidence of the federation.
Yeah. Just because unless you develop this family spirit, team spirit, so you cannot carry the entire program ahead of the others.
You're satisfied with the work done so far as these domains are concerned?
Of course, I have been lucky to receive support and sympathy and blessing from all quarters till now.
Having said that, hosting SAF Games in Guwahati, in fact, is one of the many firsts of your ministry. I mean, you've taken Guwahati to a global map. It was such a huge international extravaganza, and there were a lot of speculations because there were a lot of challenges in terms of hosting it in Guwahati for the first ever time. You had huge number of international delegation participation there. When you look back, the big takeaways of SAF Games in Northeast, the way it's totally changed the global picture of Northeast of our country.
Yeah, of course, I must express my thankfulness to DD News, and it is you who have taken a lot of responsibility to focus the entire event right from the beginning. So we had so many challenges during that time. As you know, without the support of the respective state government, it was not possible to develop a team there. So initially we have a lot of hurdles, a lot of challenges, but anyway, later on we got the support from both the state government of Meghalaya, state government of Assam, and state Federation, National Sports Federation, Indian Olympic Association, Government of India, SAI. We all develop a team, and we had 16 functional areas in which this thing professional and also the employee from the different department, Government of India, they also took part. And our main objective is to make the people of the SAARC nation realize that the beauty and importance of Northeast of India.
So when we have SAARC Games, whenever they are there, are we looking at India being one of the potential hosts?
Yeah, of course, that was the biggest responsibility, and I am especially thankful to our Honorable Prime Minister who has reposed his faith in us, and he has extended all kind of support and blessing. So because of the support we have received from our Honorable Prime Minister, we could able to carry the entire agenda.
Show together. Yeah. Sonowalji, that robust sports infrastructure that now we have in Guwahati, some of the foreign delegates, in fact, towards the end of the games, praised the fact that it went so well, and now Guwahati is pretty well prepared in terms of hosting bigger games like Asian Games and Commonwealth Games. But are we looking at bidding major events now in near future?
Of course, in the near future, we'll definitely think of this particular issue and of going ahead with a more bigger program. But right now, I must also, through your channel, express my thankfulness to the people of Guwahati and Assam and the Shillong and Meghalaya and overall the people of Northeast who have also come forward to accept the challenge and also extended their support. And it was it was a team game, you could say like this, because everybody extended their support and they have developed these feelings that, look, we are the host. We are to give best possible hospitality to our guest from Sark Nation. So this was very, very, great human feelings and this thing kind of initiative involved into the whole game of affairs.
Taking this a little further, it's not been for the first time that India has in fact hosted bigger sporting events. We hosted a couple of years back Youth Commonwealth Games, perhaps Military World Games. It's been a long time now, but what has really happened that we pump in so much of money, we erect a very good sports infrastructure, and then everything is forgotten about it. But especially when Guwahati has successfully hosted SAF games, what more?
Guwahati and Shillong, please.
Guwahati and Shillong, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So actually the biggest challenging part was the time frame, because there is a little bit of time within 90 days.
So your ministry worked on war footing.
So within 90 days, we had to perform and we have to take up the show effectively. So, and that too, with a limited resources. So this has been proved that this is the most economical event in the recent past, I believe. So this is a very exciting moment for all of us, because now we have all proof that with a limited budget, quality event can be organized if the people's support is there from all corners.
And now from here on, the relationship that your ministry enjoys with international federations like IOA, etc., because in the very first question you said that was also one of the prime priorities, to basically open up and take India internationally in sports, in the domain of sports. Yeah,
of course, now India is capable of accepting any kind of challenge in this world of sports, because India has proved its potentialities and capabilities and commitments, everything there. So
in terms of India being the rising sports power?
Yeah, of course, India, I am sure that one day India will be the powerhouse of sports in the world, no doubt about it. And India is heading towards that direction.
So we are in that trajectory?
Yeah.
Your ministry ensures that we are in the trajectory?
Of course, okay. Because we are lucky that our Honorable Prime Minister is very much keen on sport, for the promotion of sports. That's the most important part, because when the leader is always there to support you, so then you have to work hard and put everything into it.
Okay, now let's talk a bit about the legislations in sports. When you took over as the sports minister, you said that sports bill and the passage of the sports bill will be one of your topmost priorities. In the last 2 years, what all has been done, and in a way, how much of the confidence do you enjoy, or political consensus do you have as far as the sports bill passage?
You're talking about the sports development bill?
Yes, sir.
That interministerial consultation is already this thing done so far, and now we are also waiting a few more views to be incorporated. So before going to the House, let it be a national event and national opinion. So that is most important, because you are to make the people involved into it. And now that part is done very effectively. And we are taking the consent from the all quarters. So because it would be ultimately national law to be followed by all sections of society.
Any timeline that you have set that this needs to be done?
I think within a short span of time, this is going to be placed before the House, I believe.
Okay. Now let's talk a bit about BCCI. Of late, we've seen it's come under a little rough weather as far as Supreme Court's observations were concerned, especially the implementation of the recommendations of Lodha Committee. First of all, as a sports minister, what's your position on that? Have you
Look,
the clean-up process in BCCI, the corruption weed out in BCCI?
Look, the matter is still this thing.
Sub judice.
Yeah, sub judice, and particularly the Supreme Court is hearing the matter. So, and like whatever observation the apex court has given in this regard, accordingly, BCCI is a public body, according to their observation. And this is the expectation and desire of the people of the country, that we should all be accountable, and our day-to-day functions should be transparent to the people of the country.
Court has said it's a public body, quote-unquote public servant. They said BCCI as a public servant should have a public servant image. So when we say that, do you think now this is the right time when the BCCI and the bodies like BCCI should come under the ambit of RTI?
Look, it is the apex court to decide in the near future.
Okay. As a minister, you leave it to the court because you don't intervene. All right. All right. Now Olympics, the biggest sporting spectacle. They are just approaching, just around the corner. What are your expectations, and how confident you are this time around that India is going to come back with a rich haul of medals?
Olympic, of course, everyone is dreaming, particularly the performance of Indian elite sports person. And we are all expecting that this time, definitely India is going to bring more medals to our country. No doubt about it. The way they have been putting their effort, and particularly the support system and also the training quality, everything has been provided in the best manner.
Have we improved in terms of?
Yeah, of course. Everything has been, because the whatever provision or program we had earlier, but we have taken special measure, particularly as you know. We have this thing constituted a top committee, Target Olympic Podium Committee, with the support of the renowned athletes and former athletes, and also some of the veteran players. So ultimately they have selected 130 numbers of medal prospect athletes, and this particular athlete have put their best possible effort till now, and so far more than 91 athletes have qualified for the Rio Olympic. So we have a chance to increase, I believe it might go up to 110.
Okay.
And I believe this would be the largest ever.
So this is the strongest contingent and the largest ever.
Largest ever. So preparation is on, and so I have also inspected through a sudden visit.
Our contingent is confident.
Yeah, okay. They're confident.
Any
I had
disciplines?
interactive session with them.
Okay.
And also the foreign courses. Okay. So just I have asked about any difficulties they're facing inside the campus. They said no. We are very much comfortable.
In fact, the contingent this time around, they are very happy for the fact that Indian food will be served there, and it's going to be a big booster.
Yeah, of course. This
and the credit goes to your ministry.
We have taken this initiative for the Indian players to make them comfortable.
They have hailed this decision.
Yeah. So, particularly this for the preparation of Rio Olympic and also 2020 Tokyo Olympic. So, our Honorable Prime Minister keenly monitoring the preparation of Rio Olympic by our athletes, and his office is also overseeing the support system. So that way, everyone in my ministry is very much active and alert. So we will not compromise any quality service in this regard. So that's why, as per
any specific disciplines that you're expecting more medals are going to come from.
Of course, we have many more. It is not nice to cite out some numbers of discipline.
Okay.
But we have many more discipline where from we can bring the medal from the podium.
Rising sports power. What is the plan? What is the vision of your ministry? Now you've finished 2 years, you've completed 2 years. The rest of the journey, there's a vision document. This is to be done specially for India to be looked at as a rising sports superpower.
Look, as you know, in the recent past, we have started a new scheme called Khelo India.
Okay.
Through Khelo India, we have amalgamated the 3 schemes together.
Okay.
That is Rajiv Gandhi Khel Abhiyan, that infrastructure building in the block level, and then this thing National Sports Talent Search Scheme, and then USIS, Urban Sports Infrastructure Scheme. So all the 3 schemes clubbed together under the banner of Khelo India. So that this particular definitely program will help to detect the talent at the grassroots and through competitive environment. This is mainly to create competitive environment. It is competition through which you could detect the talent of the youngster and for the future groom, for future this thing preparation. So that way we are targeting to create this environment throughout the country. So we had Khel Mahakumbh in Gujarat. So that has created an environment in which more than 50 lakhs people involved and took part in the sports event. So that way inspiration and motivations is possible to build up.
It's a very ambitious but very realistic plan. So catch them young at the grassroots level. If China dominates at the Asian Games level and Australia is always dominating the Commonwealth scenario, time has come for India to be more visible.
Of course. Now India will definitely go ahead, no doubt about it. Now we are getting support from all corners. Earlier this was not there. Now even the private players also coming forward to promote sports in the country.
You're opening the PPP model.
PPP model. That's a very good thing to happen. Even the media is also playing a very important role. They are also promoting sports in many ways. So it is the combined effort. It must be a combined effort. It's not the single-handed effort of something. But if we all put our sincere hard work and dedication into it, I believe India is a tremendously potential in this regard.
Talking about media, since you mentioned media, of late there was this huge debate whether the non-sporting entities should be taken up as the ambassadors of big sporting events. What's your, as a sports minister, what's your take on it?
Look, we need the support from all quarters.
Okay.
And the public figure who is interested to promote sports in the country, definitely we welcome them. Because we need the support. Everybody will have to extend their support in this regard, because to make sports as a way of life.
Like you earlier mentioned that you want this to be more visible, the ministry to be more visible.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
So supposing if you want to promote a particular event, though definitely it is always a welcoming
so opening up, you want a new paradigm shift as far as experimenting and taking other approaches in terms of promoting sports. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, of course. It cannot be initiative only strictly on the part of the government system, but also the private players will have to come forward. Now it is happening in India. Whether it's football, kabaddi, boxing, and also badminton. In many events, these players are coming forward to promote. This is a very good thing to happen in the country.
So the parallel commercial aspect of sports events, on IPL, SFL, and all of that.
From the different perspective, it is to be taken up. Sports can be built up as an industry also.
Very good point. Sports can be built up as industry.
Industry also, Then definitely a lot of entrepreneurship will grow. And if you develop entrepreneurship, then you can create employment opportunities also. Okay. So this is through which you must have to have an understanding that our principal objective is to bring laurel to the country and also to have a good health in the country.
Okay. WADA had recently released a list where India unfortunately stood at 3rd spot in terms of doping. What is being really done, the stringent measures to weed out doping completely from our sports apparatus? Yeah,
recently we had WADA event at Montreal, Canada. So there our secretary went there and also took part. Now in the near future, particularly the awareness campaign among the sports person, youngster, will have to be developed in the country. because like the fear of doping now become a very, very important issue for all of us. So now we'll have to make them alert and aware. So that is why it must be, NADA must be made more visible.
So you're taking it up very seriously.
Yeah, because throughout the country, in all the region of the country, north, east, west, south, east, like, everywhere, wherever we have, like, this thing, training centers, or even in the school also, even in the colleges also, university also, this subject should be taken up very seriously, so that like every sportsman can realize the importance of this particular issue. And yeah, of course, the issue of doping. So that's why, so that in the near future, they should very carefully take up their like initiative, and also they will have to proceed.
So, very briefly, let's talk a bit about the youth affairs wing of your ministry. Before, not much was being really talked about this particular aspect, youth affairs. What all has been covered by this youth affairs ministry?
Yeah, see, in the last 2 years, like we had so many programs, like particularly to motivate the youth in the country. As you know, we have the largest section of youth in our population. I believe it is 65% below 35 years of age. That means young, and if you would like to consider that, you can say that India is the youngest nation.
Yes, the largest democracy and the youngest nation.
So, and whoever is having large number of youth, they are more powerful, because this is the this thing is in which like you could prosper, you could put everything.
So young India is going to be a game changer.
Yeah, of course. So that is why this energy, this potentialities, this spirit and everything should be taken into account. So that way, to motivate the youth in the country, we have like taken so many programs, particularly even in the recent past also, we have started a new program called Young Leaders, National Young Leaders Program, through which there are so many components, and one of the most important component is the Neighborhood Youth Parliament. Through this particular program, what we do in the village level, our youth club organize and they discuss about the local issue to draw the attention of the local authority. So that way they develop their vocabulary, they develop their sense of understanding of the issues concerned in and around of their locality, and also they discuss about the national flagship scheme like program like this Digital India, Make in India,
Startup India.
Startup, Stand Up. So like even Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, all the Jan Dhan Yojana, Prime Minister Jan Dhan Yojana, like this. So if this particular program can be performed at all level, particularly in the village level, so definitely the youth in the villages will be more aware about the national scheme, and also they will try, able to make the illiterate people understand about the importance of this scheme and how they will extract benefit out of that.
So your ministry is consolidating the rural outreach, basically the programs which are targeted at the rural sports potential.
Right.
Sir, one final question now. Any unfinished agenda as far as the future of the sports ministry, the future programs are concerned, and how do you look back again, the assessment of the work done by your ministry?
Look, like in the world of sports, we have many miles to go, to be honest. First of all, as I have said, like to create competitive environment. That's most important. And also sports to be integrated with education. That is must. Because the children must get encouragement out of their parents. Like the parents must encourage their child, you go to the ground and play and work hard. So that encouragement must come. And that is why if a student put his hard work on the ground, and out of that, if he or she gets marks, then that encourages the youngster to play. So that and that is why I believe that sports to be integrated with education, and it is through this particular initiative, sports can be made more popular and more acceptable to the parents particularly. The parents must come forward ना, otherwise बच्चों को अगर गाली मिलेगा, नहीं आपको नहीं जाना है, ये पढ़ाई में उसका नुकसान होगा, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. क्योंकि माँ बाप को कम से कम मतलब माँ बाप से बच्चों को हौसला मिलना चाहिए, हिम्मत मिलना चाहिए.
इन 2 सालों में आपको कुछ लगा कि उस सोच में थोड़ा बदलाव आया है, स्पोर्ट्स को देखने का नजरिया बदल गया?
बहुत बदल गया है अभी. पहले से स्पोर्ट्स में इतना लोगों का ये नहीं था, because we had some limited event where like people had their involvement. Now many other sports, indigenous sports have come like to the forefront. So it's a very good thing to happen. Kabaddi, like Kho-Kho, and also the other like event. So now at least like people in the country have realized that importance of sports into a day-to-day life. Sports not only to get the medal, but also to develop a good physique, like good character, good human being. So it is through sports you can develop your good human personality.
So your ministry, Sports Ministry and Youth Affairs, has a task cut out. Thank you very much, Sarbananda Sonowal ji, for talking to Doordarshan. Thank you, sir. So with that, the bottom line is, as far as the Sports Ministry and the vision of the Sports Ministry is concerned, as put in by Honorable Sports Minister, integrating sports with education, also developing sports as a bigger industry, promoting private-public partnership in sports, and basically, in the words of Sarbananda Sonowal, basically increasing the visibility of sports in the country. That's going to take India and push India from strength to strength as far as its global image as a rising sports superpower is concerned. And in the last 2 years, a lot of work is being done, but this is not the end. The journey of the Sports Ministry will continue, as reiterated by the Sports Minister himself. Thank you very much for tuning in to DD News. Meanwhile, news and updates continue on your channel, Doordarshan. Namaskar.